So one of the many places that Chris and I went to while we were dating was this one of a kind, first of its kind business in Las Vegas, Black owned, woman owned business called Speakeasy Candle Company. I instantly fell in love with this place the minute we went inside. It is a beautiful candle shop with candles that smell so good and are all named and inspired by classic cocktails like gin and tonic, old fashioned, rosé. And behind one of the secret doors of this shop is a speakeasy. So on brand with Las Vegas, right? We love a speakeasy. And when I met Alisha Kay, who is the CEO of Speakeasy Candle Company, I fell in love with her personality, the way she curated these experiences, helping you to make your own candle. A lot of you have heard of paint and sip, but with Speakeasy Candle Company, it is candles and cocktails, and I loved it. It was a perfectly taught class about how to make the candle, appreciate the aromas that make up a cocktail, and how it can be used to create the aroma of these candles. And in the course of learning how to make the candles, of course, you were sipping cocktails, and it was just the perfect blend of social and science. We met some amazing people through Speakeasy Candle Company. We met Create Me, the amazing events coordinator couple who helped create the wedding of Chris and I's dreams. And we just have had so many great memories with Speakeasy Candle Company that I had to get her on the podcast. Alisha Kay is a phenomenal woman, a mother, a wife, business owner, and now just a great sister friend, that is supportive, and I want to support her in all the ways. I started really focusing on social media management with Speakeasy Candle Company because I really believe in her vision for a passion project that she started at home. And it's so inspiring, especially for any of you who are thinking about starting a business. Think about what your passion is. It could easily be something you're already doing at home. And now, years later, she has seen her passion project evolve into this one-of-a-kind business. And so I really did have the honor of sitting down and speaking to her and hearing her story about the creation of Speakeasy Candle Company, her trials and tribulations with just being a Black woman and a Black business owner in the Las Vegas landscape. And I think that a lot of you could take away some really great tidbits from what she has to say about just how she is, her personality, and how her business is evolving in 2025. So if you've never heard of Speakeasy Candle Company, you will find all the information in the description below. Please be sure to follow and subscribe. But if you've never heard of Speakeasy Candle Company, I encourage you to stop by and support her business. She is so hardworking and has put so much time in creating such a unique concept that we need to show her all the love we can give. So enjoy the interview. Well, thank you for joining me today.
Hi,
how are
you?
Thank
you for having me. I'm good.
You have such a unique business that no one has, I feel like, anywhere. And I was really excited to sit down with you because I feel like you, as a woman, as a mom, as a business owner, as a friend, all the things, I really just wanted it to be recognized. So just tell everyone how Speakeasy Candle Company came to be, because I feel like every time I bring it up, people are like, what? Like, what do you mean candles and cocktails? Tell me more. So how did this even come into fruition?
You know what? This was a COVID baby, right? So for me, what that meant was I'm stuck at the house and I'm in the house board. But I also had a newborn, and then I also had at that time a business that was taking off, but COVID shut down, which meant it was like event-based. Now we're in an era, there's no events, and I'm pivoting because that's what entrepreneurs do. So I was having, this is like true moment. I was having a conversation with my therapist, and she was like, Alisha, this might be the moment where you pour into something that you already love. She said it just like that. And she didn't know the magnitude. We hadn't talked about my hobbies in that way because I was only doing candle making like for friends and family, special occasion.
Right.
I can't be there at your birthday or your event. I'm gonna send you a bottle of rosé with a rosé candle. So that whole candle cocktail component came out of gifting, came out of hobbies and wanting to send like personalized gifting to friends and family.
Yeah.
And so when she said that, I'm literally like putting a bow on a gift and I'm like, a candle making business. What would that look like if Alisha was to add her twist on it? And so Candles and Cocktails and this whole Speakeasy Candle really came from all the things that I love. My wedding was Speakeasy inspired, Art Deco themed. Anytime I can have a party, like that is the first thing that I go to. A pastime for Ruben and I, my husband used to be whatever city that we were in, we would look for speakeasies. So literally I just took something that I loved and added more things that I love. And then, this is my third child came out. So literally it came from like wanting to pivot out of a previous business model that was no longer working, but pivoting more so into things that I love.
Are there any candle making secrets that you'd only share with your closest friends? I mean, maybe just a little razzle, not too much dazzle.
Not too much dazzle. I don't believe in the snuffer.
Okay.
The little, it's a people sell them. It's a thing, and like that little smoke that comes at the end of the burn. Some people have problems with that being in their home. But if I'm talking to my friend and they ask me like which candle care component would you highly recommend, is trimming your wicks. I don't care if you're using like our wooden wicks or just the natural or the normal cotton wicks. Keeping those wicks trimmed really does control the burn. It controls the flames. Candles have a tendency to be, unfortunately, one of the main causes of like house fires. So if you're not caring for these things that you're lighting multiple rooms for longer times, it really does have an impact. The snuffer is a vibe. It looks cute.
I love it.
And it's like
it's so like old English, old fat. But hold on, let me light the candle
and drop your chin a bit.
We have at least 2 of them at the house, and we love it. But you're right. That's like a safety secret.
It's a safety.
I love that.
You know, like if a friend was asking me, like, Alisha, for real, I would tell her.
Yeah.
That.
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. So, what's the craziest scent combination you've experimented with, and did it actually work out?
You know what? So this is fun. Scent creation now is actually my favorite part of the business model.
Oh, okay.
Like when I started, like I said earlier, it was out of the hobby of just candle making. I love the process. You know, like it was very like cathartic. It was my go-to for like, I want to relax. I burn candles all the time, so I'm gonna make one.
Right.
I'm a creative in that way, darling.
Okay.
But my favorite scent for creation today is for the Las Vegas distillery. They asked me to make a barrel-aged rum old-fashioned.
Ooh, wee.
So you got the barrel, which is giving, you know, the scent from the oak or whatever wood is used, plus the spices that they put into that. Then you got the rum, which is pretty much sugar cane, but it adds that sweetness. Then you got layers like lemon, thyme, toasted like nuts and things like that. So that was fun.
Alisha, talk to me.
That was fun because not only does that like sound good on the nose, like it's a cocktail that I would actually try.
Absolutely.
So like that was really fun. Like scent creation, when we get to create signature scents for people, that's the part that like really gets me going lately.
Do you have a favorite cocktail inspired candle, or is that like asking a parent to choose their favorite child?
You hit it on the nose.
Yes.
You're not gonna make me choose because all of them my babies. I'll tell you which ones are the best sellers, which ones resonate, but if you make me choose, that's like,
it's hard because I've been to your classes. I've smelled all the scents. I mean, you know, we've worked closely together too, and it is hard. Even when you come out with new scents, it's like, dang, I like this one too. I need them all.
They're all different vibes, I like to say. I mean, that's kind of key to fragrance in general. Like citrus is known to be like refreshing and uplifting, whereas when you get into like those warmer notes, whether it's like vanilla, things like those are like calming. Like, so all of those things are true for our cocktail candles because all of our candles are inspired by craft cocktails, which really just means they have fresh ingredients.
Right.
So those are pulling from your memories. Those it's mood and affect attached to the cocktail that you choose. You know, when you're trying to wind down, you choose a certain cocktail.
So
When you're
basically,
trying to turn
she's
up.
saying she don't have a favorite. Okay, top 3.
Ooh, I love I
Top 3.
Ooh, I love how you circled back.
Yeah, 'cause you tried to get away from it.
I did. I was running. Ooh, okay. Top 3. Blood Orange Margarita Rosé.
Okay. I heard it. That's it? That's the top?
Erase that part. I never said it.
Okay. You know what? I'm sorry. I hope the other candles didn't hear that. Okay. We hope the other
They
candles.
in the other room. Like, keep
Literally.
It down.
If you could only burn one candle for the rest of your life, which would it be and why? And it doesn't necessarily have to be one of yours, but obviously.
I just feel like this is the same question.
It's the same question?
But different. Because
Okay.
if I'm burning a
Okay.
candle for the rest of my life, it's for sure going to be a speakeasy candle.
Right.
And then I feel like whichever one I say, she's the favorite.
I mean, you kind of already said what the favorite was, so I'm going to just go with that
That's
one.
what you heard?
That's what I heard. Okay. How do you keep people from getting too tipsy when you are in your workshops and helping people make candles? Because, and especially with some of the stuff you have going on now and the expansion of your business and the expansion of the cocktail side of the business, how do you manage keeping people, you know, on a good vibe without getting them too tipsy to make candles? Because you don't want people to burn themselves and turn themselves into a candle.
Right, or hurt themselves while pouring the wax. Like, that's all the things. They do sound a waiver, child. That ain't my problem. I'm just kidding.
Gotta do
I'm
your
just
due
kidding.
diligence.
I'm
Gotta
just
do your
kidding.
DD.
No, so the cocktail component coming onto the business is fairly new, and it's something that we're like working to create training processes for, because de-escalation is at the heart of that. If somebody's already at a 10, like telling them, hey, you're drunk, you can't make a candle, or anything adjacent to that, is just gonna escalate it. So de-escalation is something that we're working to create the verbiage around while we wait for our liquor license per se, because we do have to deal with that. The cocktails, the actual cocktails that we serve are complementary to our experience.
Right.
It's really supposed to be focused on the experience of making your own candle, because there are tons of people, both local, nationally, who've never made a candle.
Right.
So like we try to focus on that, and then giving people that cocktail paired with the experience is like a cherry on top. It's
Right.
not the focus. I'm located in Uncommons. There are plenty of restaurants here that will be able to service people who do want to take it to that next level,
Right.
pair it with food, wino for just girls' night. There's a tequila bar here.
Right.
That's not what we focus on.
Right.
But de-escalation is at the heart of it. Like, how do we just bring it, you know what? I'm gonna help you through the rest of these steps. I know previously when we did candles and cocktails, people were kind of capped at 2 drinks. And our friend, mixologist, Jaleesa's drinks are, they creep up on you.
Scrumptious, by the way.
Scrumptious,
Thank you.
strong, and they do
Yes.
all the things. So really 2 is enough.
Right.
So the workshop is maybe an hour, hour and a half. So we really try to be mindful of that.
Yeah.
We've had people get upset when they want a 3rd drink, but again, we just refer them to our neighbors.
Right.
Yeah.
With everything that's gone on with businesses starting and ending throughout, you know, before and after the pandemic, what has it been like for you as a Black woman owning a business as unique as this in Las Vegas?
It's tough. I mean, I think that's the general landscape of having a business right now. And a lot of times those businesses are not just, they're failing for multiple reasons, but the things that stand out in my mind is funding. It's harder for Black-owned businesses to get funding. The other is staffing. A lot of that funding that they need is to be able to keep the place operational without being the sole operator. So not burning out and having a team is important. And then the other part is like marketing, like getting people to your business. Can they find you, whether it's online? Are you somewhere that kind of just has like natural foot traffic, or do you have other ways to kind of meet your customer where they are? And a lot of business owners in general, I feel like, don't really piece that out. They're gung-ho on like their idea and like why it's needed, and they're passionate about those things, but sometimes we don't, because we don't do the work to go beyond and say like, oh, okay, well, how do I capture them again and again. So I feel like navigating that comes at a hefty cost, especially when you add the layer of having a brick and mortar, because the landlord is going to get their check.
Right.
You know that, and if they don't, there's all types of things in leases that say your fees, the ramifications, what that does to your credit. All the things are in there and packed. So passion gets you a part of the way, but really and truly, like having mentors that have done it before to say yay, nay, go this way would have been like super clutch before we launched, but even now. So having a business in this landscape is scary because you kind of see people coming up and then coming up and then disappearing. And that's with me. Speakeasy's only been open for 2 years, you know, so, and it feels way longer, but with that short timeline, it's eye-opening in terms of how fickle the landscape is in terms of one week you're hot, the next week you're not, and how that impacts your bottom line.
If you could create a candle scent based on a celebrity, what would it be?
Oh, you know how I'm feeling right now? Like this lady kind of like amazes me. Oh, it's 2. Can I choose 2?
Yes, choose 2.
Okay, Issa Rae is easy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I know she got her own thing going on, but her personality, her strength, her just push throughness, like she continues to like level up, and that just like captivates me. And then I'm loving Fawn Weaver from Uncle Nearest.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, that lady is a force. Like, and so like that feels like the name of her candle, like fierce.
Fierce,
Yeah, like it's just, if I were to pick, you know, 2 people, it would be those. And like personality wise, they're kind of like really different, but also the same in the sense like they honor their Blackness. You know, they're both like different, probably different like generations too, but I don't know, like both of them just really speak to me.
Yeah. Is there any scent that you have in mind when you think about fierce or strength?
Ironically, the old fashioned.
Yes.
Like, because old fashioned is like a refined, you know, like a refined, not only like on the nose, but like most people who drink old fashions kind of, I know that's Chris's drink
it
too.
is, you know, my man's drink. But I also like it too, you know, depending on who makes it, it can, you know, obviously be really strong. It is a refined taste. It's not something you just jump into drinking, you know. But yeah, depending on, you know, I've seen peanut butter old fashions and maple old fashions and
Jaleesa has a spiced old fashioned going right now, and it's like a cinnamon kind of old fashioned.
Brown sugar old fashions. Like, I've definitely learned to appreciate that drink more being with CB, knowing that that's like one of his favorites, and now we get to go to different places and try them out. And you know, Vegas, one thing about Vegas, they have really great mixologists, and so they can make some of the best old fashions you could think of. But yeah, I think in terms of you and the candle making and the sense that you have, I think old fashioned is perfect for those ladies. I do. What is, when all this is done and the lights turn off and you're ready to go home, what is your cocktail that you like to drink at home to wind down and just let it all go?
I am a lemon drop girly.
Okay.
I know she's a basic baddie, but I love a lemon drop. I do, and you can flavor blueberry lemon drop, raspberry lemon drop, like the strawberry lemon drop. I love the acidic, but then the sweet. Like it is like some people kind of go like gin and tonic in that lane, like when they want to be in the middle, something like that, something in soda, something in tonic. But I'm a lemon drop. I'm a lemon drop girly. We actually have a like a Myers lemon tree that we've been working on, and she was bearing fruit this year.
Yes.
Yeah, so we made a lemon drop from like went to pick it organic.
Okay. Right.
An organic lemon drop. So yeah,
that's good.
That's my go-to drink year round.
Yeah, I'm definitely a gin and tonic girl, but I did have a drink last night that totally blew me away. It was essentially a lychee martini, but it was made with gin. Empress gin.
The purple.
The purple one.
The purple, yes. Changed it.
Those didn't have a chance
Yes.
at the table. So now that I think about like that, if I wanted to wind down, I would probably have something like an Empress Gin lychee martini.
That is actually my second favorite drink.
Yes.
I keep the lychees like in the can, use the juice, preserve the fruit. Like that's the second.
See, I need to get on that level. Is there anything that you want to tell any Black women, young girls out there who are trying to start a business and just feel like they can't get something, whether it's funding or ideas, or are not finding a group of women that they can surround themselves with to help foster, the beginning of their businesses? What would you tell, those other young ladies out there who may be struggling to bring what you've been able to bring to fruition?
Yeah, I think what I've been able to bring to fruition is definitely related to what I saw growing up, right? Like a lot of my mom's friends, and my mom included, were, I say, corporate girlies. And so like seeing them kind of do their work within those organizations was helpful. But then she also had friends that were entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And I've had family members that were entrepreneurs. So seeing both kind of set that tone that it's possible. Like what you want is attached to how you work for it. And that was the other part, like both of those buckets per se, it wasn't like feet up, like, oh, just sitting back, relaxing. No, hit the ground, hit that pavement, ready to work and do what's needed, show up and give it your all. So I saw that at a very early age, right? But then now when you get into entrepreneurship, that's where I would say I personally kind of felt that loneliness of like, I am this unicorn, so to speak. And once we drill down into not only the type of business, but the things that are needed, prerequisites that are needed to even get funding and all of those things, we weren't there yet. And so we started to chisel down in the midst of a pandemic and realize like, we're on our own. If we want to launch this, like we have to assess and really put work in the numbers. Like that, if I'm giving advice, it's like, as passionate as you are, do not skip the numbers. Business plans are, subjective. Some people will say you need them, and some are like, you really don't. It doesn't matter. You need it for you. Because part of that business plan takes you down to the item level. It takes you down to how many candles per month do I need to sell? How many seats for each workshop do I need to sell? If I'm a service provider, how many leads do I need to be following up based on the current conversion rate that I have? Like, it gets granular, and I get that a lot of people want to skip that, but I would deal with that fear of why you want to skip it before you launch a business, because you don't get to skip it once you go operational. Once you sign the lease, once you make promises in terms of products and services, you have a due diligence and a responsibility. So owning the business is fun. I get to meet new people. I get to do a thing that I love, that I poured a lot of love into it every day. But at the same time, it's still the nitty gritty of figuring out how to scale, how to maintain, and continue to show up for both my staff and the customers. And then my family. Not in that order.
Right. Well, you do an amazing job.
Thank you,
You're
Renee.
welcome.
You're the best.
You're the best.